Welcome to week 1, lecture 2. Lecture 1 ended with a keynote that you should be focusing on developing all type of fitness. Now let's see what are those type of fitness in lecture number 2. The objective of lecture number 2 is to classify fitness, to define type of fitness, and to know which physical activity or exercise belong to what type of fitness. The outcome of lecture number 2 is to associate an exercise routine or a physical activity with respect to health specific fitness and sport specific fitness. The second outcome is to differentiate exercise routine or a physical activity from health specific fitness and sport specific fitness. Let's start by classifying fitness. Remember, fitness means your ability to perform physical activity with undue fatigue and at an optimal level. But what are the categories of fitness? So there are two broad categories of fitness: health specific fitness and sport specific fitness. Health specific fitness includes cardiovascular fitness, muscular fitness, which include muscular strength and muscular endurance, flexibility fitness, and body composition. So there are total 4 different type of fitness when you are saying about health specific fitness. Now this type of fitness, health specific fitness, is more applicable for non-athletes. Sport specific fitness, as the term means, so it is more applicable to the athletes. It includes power fitness, it includes speed, it includes agility, it includes coordination and balance, and it includes conditioning. So if you combined sport specific fitness and health specific fitness, they are total around 10 different type of fitness. So you have a lot of option to choose from what fitness level you have to improve every 3 months, or for that matter every month. That can bring a variety in your exercise routine. Now let's start by defining cardiovascular fitness. Ability of a cardiovascular system to engage in a physical activity. Again, the fundamental fitness vocabulary. So it's ability of your cardiovascular system, one of the system in the human bodies, to perform a physical activity that demands using large muscle groups in a compound movements in repetitive manner pattern and for prolonged duration. Now, physical activity, how it is defined? Using large muscle groups in a compound movement. Now, compound movements means where you are performing an activity which includes more than 2 joints in a repetitive manner and for a prolonged duration. So here the prolonged duration means a given physical activity, you are able to perform it for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 6 minutes. So this is what the prolonged duration means. So if you are engaging in a physical activity that includes these 3 parameters, you are doing a cardiovascular fitness exercises. Now let's see certain examples of cardiovascular fitness. Example number 1. If you relate, these are the same examples that is defined as physical activity. But then going with an understanding, how would that physical activity become fitness? If you are aiming to improve your ability to keep on doing large muscle groups, repetitive manner and for a prolonged duration. So let's say you have started a physical activity playing with the kids and you are able to play it only for 5 minutes. That's what your fitness is currently. Then you design a program, you engage in an exercise routine that will help you to increase that fitness level. Here it is cardio. Why? Because it is engaged, it includes the parameter of large muscle groups, repetitive, prolonged, using compound movements. So if you are able to perform this activity, you are engaging into cardiovascular fitness. Example number 2, a different mode of physical activity, a cycling. Again, if you are able to perform a cycling for a prolonged duration, if you aim to increase that duration, if you aim to increase the number of the total distance that you covered for a given amount of time, if you aim to improve that optimal level, then you are engaging in a cardiovascular activity with an aim to improve your cardiovascular fitness. Let's go with the second health specific fitness variable, muscular strength. Its ability of your skeletal muscle system to generate maximal internal force to overcome a maximal external load. The most common way to understand muscular strength is your ability to lift external load, your ability to lift dumbbell, your ability to lift barbells, your ability to lift any resistance equipment. But how? There is a line over there. To generate maximal internal force to overcome maximal external load. So if you are able to lift, in this example, let's say 50 kgs, and only for one repetition, only one time in a correct form and technique, then your current muscular strength is limited to lifting 15 kg. The second example is health specific fitness, flexibility. Flexibility is defined as ability of a skeletal muscle system to move in complete range of motion. An example is you stretching your hip, you moving your hips in a given range of motion. Now, whenever you are engaged in a physical activity, you have to move freely. Every joint have its natural range of motion, that is an angle within which it should move. So if you are able to maintain that, then your joint flexibility is at optimal level. And if it is an optimal level, it would help and improve your physical activity movements. The next health specific fitness is body composition. Body composition is defined as distribution of fat mass and fat free mass within the total body weight. Here, this person has more fat and less mass, muscle mass, and this person has more muscle mass and less fat. Now this distribution of fat mass is called body composition. Now this person is termed as an obese because he has more amount of fat than the normal range, and this person is considered as leaner person because he has more muscle mass and less fat mass than the normal range. Now let's start the sport specific fitness. Power. It is ability of muscular and neuromuscular system to produce maximal force at maximal velocity. This is how it looks like. Now this is a example of power. What type of power? It is called as starting strength. What is the name of this exercise? It's a jump squat exercise, a counter movement jump squat exercise. Another example is where a resistance is used. This is again a form of power training, power exercise, but an external load is being used. This is as a speed strength type of power. Now sport specific fitness. Speed. Ability of a muscular and neuromuscular system to cover a distance within the minimum amount of time. An example, a linear sprinting. Now this is a 20-meter dash which was covered at 3.12 seconds. The next sport specific fitness is agility. Agility is defined as ability of a muscular, neuromuscular and cognitive system to accelerate, deaccelerate, change direction, reaccelerate and anticipate movement, all these three parameters with minimum amount of time. So obviously agility is much more complex form of sports fitness in compared to any fitness variable that we have covered up till now. For obvious reason, because it has multiple parameters to achieve an optimal level in order to execute one task. So an example of an agility drill which include acceleration, change of direction, deacceleration and reacceleration. Now what is missing here is anticipation. Now when I would perform this kind of activity with a sporting skill, then it would be a true agility. Until then, this activity can also be termed as change of direction. The next sport specific fitness is conditioning. Now, conditioning is the ability of energy system to synthesize ATP to fulfill the demands of sporting activity. The take-home message would be you must engage in a cardio exercise to improve a cardio fitness. You must engage into a muscular strength exercise if you wish to improve into muscular strength, if you wish to improve your muscular strength fitness. To summarize, you must engage into a cardio exercise To summarize, you must engage into a cardio exercise to improve a cardio fitness. You must engage into a muscular strength exercise if you wish to improve your muscular strength fitness. You must engage into a muscular endurance exercise if you wish to improve your muscular endurance fitness. You must engage into general and sport specific power exercise if you wish to improve your sport specific power fitness. What all this means is you should match the exercise routine with the corresponding fitness parameters. Only then you would be able to improve the desired fitness levels. Same applies for the other sport specific fitness variables. So you should engage into general and sport specific speed exercise if you wish to improve your sport specific speed fitness. And lastly, you should be engaging into conditioning exercise if you wish to improve your sport specific conditioning fitness. Thank you.